My name is Colin Varanyak. I'm 26 years old and I live in San Diego, California. I picked Doeby as my filmer for a number of reasons. I'm a huge fan of Doeby's work. It's cool to have somebody who's just as enthusiastic and passionate about getting the footage as I am about getting the footage. You know, he wants to film it just as perfect as I want to do the trick.
For the rider to ride at his full potential, there has to be a trust with the filmer, because if he's going to put his all into it, you know, he wants it to look the best it can be.
To be able to work with somebody like Doeby and come up with something that I feel passionate about, he feels passionate about, and share that with you guys, I mean, it's just an honor. For this project specifically, I wanted to make it back to the East Coast, not only because it's where I grew up, it's where I love to ride, but because a lot of the stair sets, the hand railings, are, you know, hundreds of years old. This stuff has been there for a long time. It was built a lot different. It has a completely different feel when it comes to street riding than the West Coast does. There are a lot of really awesome spots out here in Southern California, but a lot of them are perfect. They're newer. They look really similar to other spots that are out here.
Where Colin felt that the spots on the East Coast really represented his riding style, so it was awesome to go out there and knock off some spots off the list that Colin's been wanting to do for a while.
So I think being able to get that footage on the East Coast really helps make my part feel more complete. And you guys watching this at home are probably thinking, oh, 4 months to film 1.5 minutes, that's nothing, you know, that's easy. But the reality of it is you can go out for 2-3 days, you won't get anything, and you're out trying, you're putting your body through so much abuse. It can be hard to stay focused and stay motivated when sometimes, you know, things don't work out, things don't go according to plan.
It's really cool to see how much passion and determination Colin has. If he visualizes something, he's gonna go get it. And sometimes it doesn't work out, and he's willing to come back as hard as it is to get beat up at one spot and be willing to come back the next day.
You kind of just need to keep thinking about the end goal and just keep working every day. If you're out working every day, you're out trying to do what you want to do, you're going to be happy. You're going to get the stuff done you want to get done. I'm Colin Varanyak, and this is my Real BMX video part.
What are you guys' thoughts on Colin's video part?
Colin's part was just flat out awesome. It's cool to see that he has California clips and East Coast clips, everything from super technical riding to burly riding. This part might be holding it down for #1 for me right now.
One of the craziest tricks that's in that part is the fakie hop over that guardrail into the other parking lot. It's just unreal that he went through that little tunnel right there and he 180'd and then timed it perfectly, pulled the back end up, cleared that thing. There's so much that could go wrong. Like the risk and the reward right there goes back and forth. But not only was the trick insane, but Doeby did such a good job explaining it by getting that aerial shot above it too.
I think they worked really well, Doeby and Colin, which is making it a straightforward, not too many crazy editing ideas or anything. It's just like good song, amazing riding, straight to the point. Yeah, there was throughout that whole thing a lot of game-changing tricks that you weren't expecting. The up switch, gap, up rail switch, over switch, hard 180. He does a 180 backwards crooked grind, half cab bar spin, and then he lands manual 180, and it's just, you do not expect that. And that's what you need to have a breakthrough video part nowadays, is you want to not expect what the person's doing. And almost every clip, I wasn't expecting it.
I really like the truck driver down the big block stairs, and you think like, wow, that's a big truck driver. And then he just starts pedaling, and he goes up the rail to wall ride. That was, for me personally, one of my favorite clips.
He completely showed up and delivered such an amazing part. There were so many clips in there that would scare so many riders. And like, he did that wall ride to pegs. Like, I can only imagine the trial and error that went into that.
No sloppiness, like that 3-whip and then the 180 off the roof, that 180 is huge. You could take like the sloppiest rollout ever, but he just handled that. He's like a mix between Garrett and Nathan. He's like the hybrid of both those guys, where he has like whips and bars that are just like lightning speed like Garrett, and then that nose bonk gap to ice, like that's like some Nathan territory stuff, you know, and those are the 2 winners from the last 2 years, and he's right, he's with those guys, you know, he's insane.
I don't think that we've really seen Colin's full potential until this video part. I think that was, I was honestly shocked when I saw a lot of the clips, and I mean, overall impression is plays a big part in this video contest.
But all of the clips that were in that video were so progressive. Colin, I think he's showing the world right now that he is one of the top BMX riders in the world. Unreal riding from Colin, and great job on Doeby as well.
We've watched all the videos. Grabbing the silver medal slot this year is Colin Varanyak and Doeby. Yeah.